Obama says aliens are real, y'all. And then he backpedals. We have prices rising again. When is it going to stop? We don't know. We also have the U.S. debt to pass World War II levels. This is current events. February 17th, 2026. This is the Foundation. I am Sot L, Seeker of Truth L, Speaker of Truth L. And let's do a dance. Why waste time? Appreciate y'all checking out the current events. We have the show tomorrow. A lot of new things coming up. Want to say peace to everyone who took advantage of the half off of the sign-up fee for Trustee training. It's a beautiful thing. We did get asked to extend it. What I'll do is I'll just say, it's at we're just going to do it from the standpoint of, it's not a first come, first serve per se. It's at the discretion. We'll just say that. So if you're still interested in the half off of the startup fee for Trustee training, you can email us, admin@welcometothefoundation.com or support@welcometothefoundation.com. Discretion only. It's not automatic anymore, y'all. So with that being said, we'll do another Trustee training promo. Probably do it around the equinox or the solstice, probably the equinox. But until then, we still got the shows. We still have, Trustee training. And you can always email us, always, any time of the year, and just start negotiating. Let's just be honest. People do it all the time. Some are successful, some are not. Depends on where you're coming from. But let's do this. Silver, Silver, Look at the chart. Me, it looks like we're probably going more towards 60 or so. I'm not giving legal advice, trading advice. I don't give any advice. But you see the reduction in the price of silver. It's down to $72 and some change. Dollar cost average. If you have $100, if you have $50, if you have $25, go to a WWII gold shop or a coin store. Get what you can. There's fractional silver, 1/10 of an ounce. You can even get a gram of silver in some spots. It's available. There's no excuse. We got some stuff coming. We want to stay ahead of it. Obama clarifies alien comments after telling podcasts they're real. Former U.S. President Barack Obama said he's seen no evidence that aliens have made contact with Earth, clarifying his position on extraterrestrials after comments he made in a podcast went viral. Obama found himself in the spotlight over the weekend after he appeared to confirm the existence of aliens in an interview he did with U.S. podcast host Brian Tyler Cohen. Towards the end of the interview, which dealt with a range of heavyweight issues such as the killing of protesters at the hands of immigration enforcement agents in Minnesota, Cohen posed a series of questions in a lightning round, starting with, "Are aliens real?" "They're real, but I haven't seen them," replied Obama. "And they're not being kept in, Area 51? There's no underground facility unless there's this enormous conspiracy and they hid it from the president of the United States." End quote. Look, that's possible. That's possible. From what I understand, presidents don't have the highest clearance of security clearance. So there's stuff that they just don't know. The second question in the round was, what was the first question that you wanted answered when you became president? To which Obama replied, laughing, "Where are the aliens?" The interviewer did not delve into the response, instead going straight on to the next question. Obama's answer was picked up by international media as well as people on social media. On Sunday evening, Obama issued a statement to clarify his position. He posted the clip of his original comment on Instagram, accompanied by a short statement saying, "I was trying to stick with the spirit of the speed round, but since it's gotten attention, let me clarify. Statistically, the universe is so vast that the odds are good there's life out there, but the distances between solar systems are so great that the chances we've been visited by aliens is low, and I saw no evidence during my presidency that extraterrestrials have made contact with us really." He had to put the really on there at the end, right? At the end, really. Amazon's Ring cancels controversial partnership with tech company Flock amid privacy concerns. I don't know if you heard about this. Ring, the Amazon-owned video doorbell company, has canceled its partnership with technology firm Flock Safety. The company said last week the termination comes after weeks of backlash. I'm sorry about that. Over the partnership and Ring's Super Bowl commercial last Sunday, which advertised a feature for finding lost pets that sparked concerns on social media about unwanted surveillance. And I've always said this, the surveillance is going to be introduced by the powers that be, saying we're going to protect the elderly, we're going to protect your pets, and we're going to protect your children. This is about the elderly, this is about the pets, this is about the children. That's how they're going to push it. This is 1984. This is you will own nothing and be happy. The smart camera company previously planned to integrate Flock, which makes cameras for reading license plates, into its community requests feature that allows law enforcement to request video footage from users for investigations. You want the police coming up to your house demanding your surveillance as if it's owed to them, as if they have a right to it. Look, quote, we determined the planned Flock safety integration would require significantly more time and resources than anticipated. As a result, we have made the joint decision to cancel the planned integration. End quote, Ring said in a statement. Sure, I don't believe that. I believe that's the excuse that they gave because of the public backlash. But, who knows? And a report from independent publication 404 Media last year indicated that Flock's technology has been used in connection with immigration investigations, raising concerns from privacy advocates. Flock has repeatedly disputed the report. Customers' fears swelled on social media after the Super Bowl commercial, but several Ring customers expressed discomfort online weeks before about the partnership with Flock. The fears coincide with nationwide protests against immigration and customs enforcement following the deaths of Alex Preddy and Renee Good in Minneapolis last month. A viral post on X falsely claimed ICE could access Ring cameras. The post garnered nearly 2 million views and prompted at least one longtime Ring user, Thomas Allison, to cancel his subscription. Quote, that flyer made it sound like Ring signed an agreement that ICE could access your cameras. That really disturbs me. End quote, said Allison. So it sounds to me like it was something that was already happening. And then there was a post on social media about it, right? This social media post. And then they made an announcement via a Super Bowl commercial, a bunch of backlash, and then now they're saying it's gonna cost too much, take too much time. Y'all be on the lookout to see if this happens. You will own nothing and be happy. PlayStation has launched a way to rent a PS5, and it's gross. PlayStation in the UK has paired up with a company called Raylo to offer rental options for a huge range of its hardware. For a whacking £24.49, which is $33 a month, you can get a 1 terabyte PS5 you don't own, or make that £28.49, which is $39 if you want a second controller with it, called PlayStation Flex. It purports to lease out PS5s and accessories starting at £99.95. What do they say over there? They say £9.95. That's how they say it over there. £9.95 per month. Deliberately aimed at customers who aren't able or willing to pay the full price up front. But the reality is much more grim. The starting £9.95 per month claim in the promotional materials is extremely misleading. This is the price for the bizarre Europe only 825 gigabyte digital edition of the PS5, roughly working out to $13.50 a month. But crucially, only at that rate if you commit to a 36-month plan from which it is very difficult to opt out. In reality, to rent that lowest tier console for a month without a contract will cost you £19.49, which is $26.50, more than twice as much as the implied price. For clarity, let's focus on the 1 terabyte standard PS5, which purports on the front page of the store to be available for £11.59 a month, which is $16, but for a single month would actually cost you £24.49, which is $33. The same console to buy and own outright costs £479.99, which is $654, with tax included in that figure. If you signed up for the 36-month, 3-year commitment, which you cannot cancel at the cheapest rate, this would cost you a total of £417.24. So maybe a bargain, right? That's £60 cheaper than buying it at day one, except no, because at the end of those 3 years, you've spent your £417 on owning nothing. You have to give the PS5 back. The person who bought it for a not dissimilar price 3 years ago gets, most importantly, to keep it, and also has the option of reselling it to make back a chunk of their cash. This situation obviously gets considerably worse if you rent the PS5 for only a shorter period. We can keep going, but I just want to move on to this one, which is, I think, it's a better article. You own nothing and you will be happy. Sony's PS5 leasing program has gamers begging each other not to do it. Do not normalize this. PlayStation has launched a new PS5 leasing program in the UK, and please understand this is coming to the United States. This is definitely coming to the United States. It's just one of those things. Discord wants your ID, papers, and face scans. This is big. They may have backed up a little bit because this stuff is coming out and it's moving fast. But the messaging app Discord says it will start requiring people to verify their age with identity documents, face scans, even in regions where age checking is not legally required. Several states in the United States now legally require social media platforms and other websites to block adult content or potentially adult content, forcing websites and apps to implement age verification checks or risk being banned. The UK and France also now have similar laws under the Online Safety Act 2023 and SREN, respectively. And Australia has a teen social media ban enforced with similar age verification methods. These age verification checks force everyone to give up personal information, not just children and teens, and they come with numerous safety and privacy issues that have not been solved. Bottom line, Discord is used by a lot of people. If you're a gamer, you know what Discord is. If you have a community of people, then you don't live relatively local or within, walking or driving distance within each other, Discord is used. There are a lot of users on Discord. A lot. So this whole identity thing, right? When you have Palantir, right? You have Meta AI that are working together with the military. I would say that this is the implementation phase of the American style social credit score. They're going to get everybody. Listen, I went to visit my father last week. My stepmother, his wife, she had a tablet, a little Android tablet that got too old, so the apps wouldn't update any longer. She uses Facebook. She's in her 70s, y'all. She uses Facebook. She likes to play games, like spades and bingo and stuff, but she uses Facebook and she watches YouTube. So I got her a new tablet. Was helping her set it up. She forgot her Facebook login information. And she said it was set up with this email. The email didn't exist. It was a Gmail. It didn't exist. I went to I went to gmail.com and they were like, this email doesn't exist. We tried a couple different combinations. Long story short, either she wrote it down incorrectly or it was just 100% incorrect. So she had to make a new Facebook. Facebook wanted face scans of the left side of her face, the right side of her face, front on. They wanted the left side of her face with her chin tilted up. They wanted the right side of her face with her chin tilted up. And they wanted the front facing chin up on the camera. And then said they would look at it and approve the account within 48 hours. I told her that she shouldn't do it. She said all of her family, her people, her grandbabies are on Facebook. This is how she communicates with people. This is the problem. This is the problem. This is the problem. The problem, I'm just going to be honest. The problem, in my opinion, is people are lazy. People are lazy. You have a phone. You have an email account. You have text messages. You can call people. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And then the trend of what's happening, I remember when, text messages cost money. You had to pay for text messages and you had to pay for minutes and they rounded up. I remember this stuff. I was a teenager trying to get a cell phone. It was crazy. They rounded up. So if you were on the phone 30 seconds, it was a minute. Then they changed it when people started using data. Data was unlimited back in the day. But it was mobile data. It was like, what was it called? Mobile web browsing or something. It was like a whole mobile web. It was very, very, very minuscule. But then when people started texting and using internet data more, this is right around iPhone, I want to say 3 or so, iPhone 2 or 3, maybe. Internet started popping. AT&T was having problems with their network. Remember, iPhone was exclusive on AT&T. I think was the first 5 years it dropped or something like that. The only way to get an iPhone, you had to be, it tore up AT&T's network. It tore it up. So AT&T started charging for data exorbitant amounts, but then they did the free text and talk, but they charged for data. So the trends, when you started using data more, they charged for that. When you started using text more, they charged for that. Whatever you use more, they charge for it, and what you use less, they give it to you free. And that's what I'm saying. I just think that this whole thing, this entire thing can be avoided if we just go old school, use calls, just call people, send emails, send letters. But this is going to get bad. And people, especially with Facebook, people cannot go without their Facebook. It's a crazy dance. Speaking of Facebook, Meta wants to add facial recognition to its smart glasses. Yep. We're going to be walking around and people are going to be wearing glasses. There's going to be flock cameras everywhere. There's going to be ring cameras everywhere. Get ready. Facebook's parent company, Meta, is developing plans to incorporate facial recognition technology into the smart glasses it produces with Ray-Ban and Oakley. The new feature, dubbed Name Tag, would enable users to identify people in their range of vision and access information about them through Meta's artificial intelligence assistant. No more privacy. No more privacy. You walking down the street and they know who you are. They can pull up your Facebook. They know your name. They know your age. They know who you're in a relationship with just by looking at you. I'm not feeling this. The perspective upgrade, however, is far from a done deal. The New York Times reports that Meta is concerned about safety and privacy risks. Sure. According to a document that circulated within the company last spring, the internal memo suggested introducing name tag at a conference for the blind before taking advantage of the current political tumult to ship the upgraded smart glasses to a wider audience. I'm telling you, the disabled, the old, your pets, your children. This is how they're going to push this stuff. The first stage of this stuff, and they're going to do the same thing with they already did. The chip that Tesla did, Elon Musk, they already got it. They already got human people with chips in their brains, man. They're going to start with the disabled, the old, your pets, and your children. And this is going to be everything. So there's it's for blind people. Well, if people are blind and they can't see, why would they be wearing glasses? They can't see the screen that is producing the information in the glasses. I don't know, man, but they think we're stupid. Quote, we will launch during a dynamic political environment where many civil society groups that we would expect to attack us would have their resources focused on other concerns. Distraction, when you're distracted, basically. The move comes 5 years after Facebook pulled the plug on the facial recognition technology used to tag people in photographs, citing ethical issues and technical obstacles. Those concerns factored into Meta's decision not to incorporate facial recognition into its Ray-Ban smart glasses when the innovative product made its debut in 2021. Facing competitive competition from tech rivals like OpenAI, Meta is now considering options that would limit the reach of facial recognition, such as identifying only the people that are connected to the user via a Meta platform. So if they have a Facebook and you have a Facebook and you're friends on Facebook, it'll show their information. But if you're not friends on Facebook, it won't show their information. But for police, it'll show everybody's information. The company stressed that name tag users will not be able to identify random strangers, a constant concern for advocates of personal privacy. Yeah. Name tag users, but those who are using the technology for law enforcement, no, we can see what's up with that. WWII Robotics announces Isaac Zero, a home laundry bot. Y'all ready for this? Isaac Zero is a stationary laundry folding robot, and it's already in customers' home less than a year and a half after WWII's founding. It's a robot. It's folding stuff. I saw videos. It's crazy. It's crazy. It can be installed in an afternoon and gets the job done from day one. Plop it anywhere with a desk in your home, plug it into a regular wall outlet, drop a load of laundry, and walk away. Isaac Zero works for 30 to 90 minutes, and you'll return to find clean stacks of clothes waiting for you. Isaac Zero is a learning robot. It gets better over time. It runs autonomously as much as possible, and if it gets stuck on a particularly difficult garment, check this out, or makes a mistake it doesn't yet know how to correct, a weave specialist can sub in remotely for a 5 to 10 second correction and hand back off to the robot. You're going to have people who have remote access through robots to your home. They can walk around to your bathroom. I'm not playing. It's a little extra, but it's not false. You understand what I'm saying? This is crazy. It's laziness, y'all. They're capitalizing on our laziness. I don't know about you, but I fold my own clothes. I don't need no robot to fold my clothes. This is maybe if you have a cleaning company, a clothing cleaning service or something like that. You grab 5 of these or something like that and then put it in the back and it folds up everything. You don't have to do nothing. You can do something else. I can see it for businesses like that. Other than that, Reuters. Big tech stocks lose billions as AI spending fears hit valuations. So, what was it? Like 3 billion or something? It was almost 3 billion. The world's most valuable technology stocks have suffered sharp declines in market value this year after years of outsized gains, as investors question whether heavy spending on AI will generate sufficient returns to justify the lofty valuations. Microsoft shares fell 17% on concerns over risks to its AI business and growing competition from Google's latest Gemini model and Anthropic's Claude co-work AI agent, wiping roughly $613 billion off its market value to a $2.98 trillion as of last Friday. That's crazy. Amazon shed 13.85%. Nvidia, Apple, and Alphabet have also seen their market values decline by $89.67 billion, $257.44 billion, and $87.96 billion respectively since the start of 2026. Y'all, it's February. It's the second. We're about a little over halfway through the second month of 2026. Look at that chart. Booyah, Nvidia's getting whooped. That's a crazy market value. Let's move forward. Volkswagen plans to cut costs by 20% by the end of 2028. Sounds like they're going to fire some people. Volkswagen plans to cut costs by 20% across all brands by the end of 2028. Manager magazine reported on Monday as the German automaker looks to shore up its finances to counter the impact of higher costs, a tough Chinese market, and U.S. tariffs. A company spokesperson said Volkswagen launched a program across all brands and entities 3 years ago and has since achieved savings in the double-digit billion euro range. The program has enabled the group to offset geopolitical headwinds such as U.S. tariffs, the spokesperson said. Where exactly the savings are to be made and where cooperation between the brands is to be improved remained unclear at the meeting. Manager magazine said, but plant closures could also be on the table. People are going to lose jobs. Volkswagen works with Council Chief Daniela Cavallo acknowledged the report, but pointed to a deal with Volkswagen AG struck at the end of 2024 in which measures for competitiveness and for a socially acceptable impact on the workforce had been agreed upon. They're gonna fire people. Europe's largest car maker is in the process of cutting out. Here it is, 35,000 jobs in Germany by 2030. Its core brand announced in January that it planned to reduce management positions and consolidate its production platform, aiming at saving 1 billion euros. The Volkswagen spokesperson added that Bloom will provide an update at the company's annual results press conference March 10th. I don't know, y'all paying for that? More people being laid off. This is the world economy. I would say this will affect the United States, but that's up to you. Companies are jacking up prices. Wall Street Journal. After holding the line on prices for several months, companies, big and small, have begun a new round of increases, in some cases by high single-digit percentage points, end quote. Companies had raised prices last year after tariffs hoisted costs, yet starting in the fall, many firms held off on increases and sometimes offered discounts to capture holiday shoppers. The pricing break is over. Many companies typically raise prices at the start of the new year, yet increases appear to be stronger than normal. For January, for electronics, appliances, and other durable goods. Here we go. It's coming. It's one of them things. What's that doing? Typo, Wendy's to close hundreds of restaurants as company looks to focus on value to boost sales. A lot of people losing their jobs. Fast food giant Wendy's will close hundreds of its U.S. restaurants as it looks to focus on value and boost lagging sales in the domestic market. I don't know how you're going to boost sales by closing restaurants. But, you got those PR people. They be writing. In the October through December quarter, the fast food giant reported same-store sales or sales at restaurants open for at least 1 year declined 11.3% in the U.S., while Wendy's previously announced late last year its intent to close underperforming restaurants. Interim CEO Ken Cook provided more details last Friday during the company's call with investors. Cook said that the company shuttered 28 locations in the fourth quarter of 2025 and expects to close 5 to 6% of its 5,959 restaurants, or 298 to 358 locations in the first half of this year. That's a lot of locations. The planned closures occur as the fast food giant continues its turnaround plan dubbed Project Fresh, announced in October 2025. Wendy's said the strategy is, quote, designed to revitalize the brand, reignite growth, and accelerate profitability, end quote. Part of its plan to win back customers is shifting its focus to value, as many core customers still feel strained by higher living costs. How is it going to be more fillers? Is it going to be more non-natural ingredients that allow for the food to be cheaper? I don't know. I'm not trusted. I'm staying at home. We cooking at the crib. U.S. debt set to crush World War II record. as annual deficits explode to $3 trillion within a decade. U.S. national debt is on pace to break a record set after World War II in 4 years. That's not far off. While annual budget deficits are projected to balloon to $3 trillion a year a decade from now, according to a new analysis. I don't know why that happened. By Congress's financial watchdog, the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office released a budget and economic outlook spanning the next decade, which projected that federal budget deficits will rise from an estimated $1.9 trillion in fiscal year 2026 to $3.1 trillion in 2036. Mounting budget deficits will push the national debt higher, with the gross federal debt rising from an estimated $39.4 trillion at the end of the fiscal year 2026 to $63 trillion in 2036. Good Lord. That will also increase the amount of debt held by the public from $32 trillion to $56 trillion in that period, and with it, the public as a share of gross domestic product, a measure economists prefer to use in comparing a nation's debt to the size of its economy. Ouch face. Ouch face. Tesla ends full self-driving purchases, shifts to subscription only next month. If you have a Tesla, you better buy that self-driving because it's going to be a subscription. You will own nothing and you will be happy. Y'all hear about BMW charging a subscription fee for the heated seats? It's going to get more and more. Tesla will stop allowing customers to purchase its full self-driving software as a one-off payment starting next month. Instead, the autonomous driving assistance feature will only be available in its current $99 per month subscription model. Goodness. Tesla CEO Elon Musk announced the change in an X post yesterday. The world's richest person never gave a reason for moving to subscription only. To be richer, the one-off price of full self-driving has changed a lot over the years. It started at $5,000 in 2019 before increasing to its record high of $15,000 in 2022. This was cut to $12,000 a year later before Tesla reduced it to the current $8,000 in 2024. The company also reduced the subscription price from its original $199 to $99 in 2024. In November, Musk admitted that no other automaker wants to license Tesla's FSD technology. He also bemoaned the low adoption rate during Tesla's third quarter earnings call. Chief Financial Officer, Vaibhav Taneja, said in October, that's the one time, I'm trying one time with that one, that only 12% of the company's current fleet subscribes to the software. The change is likely driven by a condition of Musk's $1 trillion pay package approved by Tesla's board last year that requires reaching 10 million active FSD subscriptions. Making the feature subscription only is obviously going to help reach that milestone. Man, everything, your toaster is going to be subscription. You're either going to pay to use your toaster and have it in your kitchen every morning, a subscription fee a month, you're going to pay that, or you're going to pay when you need it, and it's going to be dropped off by a drone, and you got to clean it and put it back so the drone can pick it up. This is coming very soon. Speaking of coming soon, this doctor is training AI to do her job, and it's a booming business. Dr. Alice Chow used to teach emergency medicine to students at Stanford University's medical school. I like medical school. Now she's teaching artificial intelligence-powered chatbots to think, diagnose, and prescribe like her. Whew. Not only does she not care about her job, she doesn't care about the next generation's job. Chow is part of a booming new economy of professional experts in their fields who are training AI through a process called reinforcement learning, essentially grading AI's responses and teaching models to improve through trial and error. It's a rapidly growing service industry for AI. Frontier Labs is estimated to be worth at least $17 billion, according to PitchBook senior AI analyst Dmitry Zablin. Chow is one of tens of thousands of experts working with Mercor, one of the companies that help manage reinforcement learning for major AI companies. Mercor has contracts with experts in subjects ranging from medicine, law and finance, to comedy, sports, and even wine. Experts can earn up to hundreds of dollars per hour teaching AI to do their own jobs. You getting paid now to not be able to get paid later. Wow. Quote, AI is going to be the new Dr. Google, the new WebMD that people will go to seek out medical information. I knew that I needed to be a part of that to make sure that the information is accurate, that it's safe, and that it makes sense to the person using it. End quote. AI models are trained on massive amounts of data, but the training doesn't do much good without the reinforcement learning. Companies like OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic use what Mercor's CEO Brendan Foodie describes as large armies of people to do just that. Just so you know. And if any of your children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, they're going into the medical field, they need to be aware of this. You need to be aware of this. 100%. Because here it comes. Hope you learned something. Enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. Make sure you say 10 things that you're thankful for before you go to sleep tonight and every night. It's very important. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow on the show, y'all. Peace.